Hello, it's Nicole again. In case you haven't seen any other videos, I've started doing this thing where I review the adult content in books. I kind of started it because, I've got a video. You can watch it. It's the beginning of this playlist. But basically, I was really annoyed when I went into the world of adult books that there are no content warnings at the beginning. There's no rating system, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna warn you about what's in books as I read them. So anyway, this is a Brandon Sanderson, so this is gonna be short. That was really low. Anyway, so getting right into it, just so you know, when it comes to reviewing things, and especially like content that I'm trying to warn you about, of course there's going to be light spoilers, so if you don't want to know anything about this, then scoot. Otherwise, hang in there. As per usual, here's the stuff you need to know. Feel free to take screenshots or pause the video, whatever, do your thing, and I'll see you in a second, if you want to hear what I have to say. So, as far as language goes, I would say it's moderate, but it's like low moderate. I think it has enough swear words that it would qualify as PG-13 if you had a regular, if it was like a movie. But yeah, I would say it's a low PG-13, and you hear worse than this in middle school, so it wasn't too bad. There are two kind of interesting things that go on, where there is references to certain pieces of anatomy. So the first one is there's like this indirect kind of like joke about penis envy, and if you're not really paying attention or listening for it, then you're not going to notice it. And then the next one is there is a joke about a building looking like a penis. So if you're sensitive about those sorts of things, they aren't super in your face, so if you weren't paying attention, then you might not notice. For frightening or intense in scenes, I would say it's kind of like a low moderate. It's not quite mild, but it's definitely on the lower end. This is supposed to be like a modern fairy tale. It's not supposed to delve into like super serious or deep or problematic topics, so just keep that in mind. Some instances of things that you might want to look out for: there is a woman who gets her drink drugged. Nothing horrible happens from it. She's just knocked unconscious. So that's in there. There is mention of a character eating corpses and wanting to buy people's body parts frequently, so that's something. And then finally, this is probably the most spoilery thing I'll say. But if you are sensitive to kind of like body horror stuff, then this kind of dabbles into that realm, I would say. So the Emerald Sea is made of spores. All the seas are made of spores, and they're activated by water. So if they come in contact with anything that contains water, they're going to grow, or they're going to have a reaction. So for instance, in the Emerald Sea, they grow vines. So if you were to ingest them, if they got into your mouth or your nose, you're gonna have vines just go into places they shouldn't be. So just keep that in mind. And then finally, for violence, I mean, there's a couple fight scenes, but nothing too extreme. I would say that this almost has the same vibe as Pirates of the Caribbean, like the first movie. I would say that this is kind of in that same realm of that's how intense it gets. So if you're not, so I would kind of use that as a measuring stick, maybe. And then another little thing is there is a character who shoots themselves. So, but it's not, they shoot themselves, but it's not a suicide thing. So if you're sensitive to that, then there you go, you know. Overall thoughts, excellent book, so much fun, super cute. You might notice I brought in one of my favorite cups in honor of Tress. It is Spirited Away themed, which is just dope, I think. I got it at Barnes & Noble. Love it. And it's made in Japan. So, anyway, also, can we just talk about how beautiful this is? Stunning. Honey, please. The only thing that I would change about this, and I might see if I can find someone who can do it for me, or I don't know if I want to do it myself, but I wish that this like mint green was gilding the edges. I feel like that would just be stunning. I want it. But anyway, thanks for joining me. Hopefully you got something useful out of this. And yeah, I'm signing off.